The awakening. Sam Winters felt coldness first, then pain. His lungs burned as they filled with air for the first time in centuries. His eyelids, heavy as stone, slowly peeled apart. Blurry figures moved around him, their voices muffled as though underwater. Vital signs stabilizing. Brain activity normal. "He's coming back," said a voice with an accent Sam couldn't place. Sam tried to speak, but managed only a raspy groan. A blue-skinned figure leaned over him, 6 eyes blinking in sequence. "Easy, General. The awakening process is difficult for your species." Sam's vision cleared enough to see he was in a sterile white room surrounded by beings that weren't human. Panic surged through him until training took over. Assess. Adapt. Survive. "Water," he croaked. A device touched his lips, and cool liquid flowed into his mouth. His mind began to clear as memories returned. The final war. The desperate measures. The cryopod. "What year is it?" Sam asked, his voice stronger. "By your Earth calendar, it would be 2247, replied the blue being. 200 years. 200 years gone in what felt like moments. "I am Admiral Zixtal of the Galactic Council," said the blue being. "We have awakened you because we need your expertise, General Winters." Sam slowly sat up, assisted by robotic arms from the bed. His muscles felt weak but functional. The medical technology had preserved him well. "The agreement was to wake me only if war threatened the stability of the galaxy," Zixtal finished. "Unfortunately, that time has come." A hovering screen appeared, displaying star maps and battle formations. Red zones expanded across what Sam recognized as key trade routes. "The Scaran Empire has broken our longest peace treaty," explained Zixtal. 3 months ago, they attacked our outer colonies without warning. Our forces are struggling." Sam studied the tactical display. Even with his outdated knowledge, he could see the Council forces were being systematically outmaneuvered. "Where are the other human generals?" Sam asked. A silence fell across the room. The various aliens exchanged glances. "General Winters, humanity's presence in the galaxy has diminished significantly," said Zixtal carefully. "After Earth's environmental collapse, your species scattered, most integrated into other societies. Few maintained military traditions." "How few?" "You are the last human military strategist we have in cryopreservation. The others were awakened for previous conflicts." The weight of this statement hit Sam hard. Not just a soldier out of time, but perhaps the last of his kind with his specific knowledge. "And you expect me to fight your war?" Sam said, not as a question. "We expect you to help us survive it," corrected Zixtal. Humans had a unique approach to warfare. Unpredictable. Adaptive. The Scarans are methodical conquerors who have never faced human tactics. Sam swung his legs over the side of the bed. His body felt strange, restored yet foreign. "I'll need to understand everything. Your technology, your forces, the enemy's capabilities. And I want to know how many humans still exist." "Of course. We've assigned Lieutenant Kate Howard as your liaison. She's one of the few humans serving in our fleet." On cue, the door slid open. A woman in a sleek uniform entered. She was unmistakably human, though her eyes had an unusual golden tint, some genetic modification. Sam guessed. "General Winters," she said with a crisp salute. "Welcome to the future. I'm sorry it's during another war." Sam stood on shaky legs. "Lieutenant Howard, seems humans still have bad luck." "Or perhaps," said Zixtal, "humans are simply what the universe needs when peace fails." Sam looked between the alien admiral and the human lieutenant. He was a relic awakened to fight someone else's war. Yet as he studied the battle displays, his mind was already analyzing weaknesses, strategies, counter-moves. This was why they kept him. This was why he was frozen instead of allowed to die with his world. "Show me what we're up against," Sam said. "I need to know what's worth fighting for in this century." Sam followed Lieutenant Kate Howard through the curved hallways of the Galactic Council flagship. Every few steps, he paused to examine something new, sliding doors that opened by detecting thoughts, gravity that adjusted to each species' home planet, and aliens of countless forms. "You're adapting well," Kate observed as Sam studied a holographic map of the current galaxy. "Most awakened humans take days to stop flinching at non-human species. I was trained for first contact scenarios," Sam replied, though the truth was more complicated. The sheer variety of life forms overwhelmed him, but his military discipline kept his wonder in check. Kate led him to a large chamber with a circular table. Various alien representatives turned to stare as he entered. "They're curious about you," Kate whispered. "Humans have become somewhat legendary." Sam raised an eyebrow. "How so?" "After Earth's collapse, humans became rare. Those who survived scattered. Some became merchants, others scholars, but our reputation for warfare never faded." Admiral Zixtel gestured for Sam to take a seat at the table. A holographic display activated, showing the remains of devastated space stations. "The Scarans attacked these outposts last week," Zixtel explained. "No survivors. They're moving systematically through our outer territories." Sam studied the destruction pattern. "They target communication arrays first, then power cores. Classic isolation strategy. What happened to Earth after I was frozen?" The sudden question caught the room off guard. Kate glanced at Zixtel, who nodded permission. "Earth became uninhabitable about 50 years after you entered cryosleep," Kate said. "The climate crisis, combined with resource wars, forced evacuation. Roughly 30 million humans escaped to colony worlds. We're down to about 3 million now, spread across hundreds of systems." Sam absorbed this with a stoic expression, though his hands clenched beneath the table. His worst fears confirmed. He truly had nothing to go back to. "The Scarans," he said, redirecting the conversation. "Tell me about their weaknesses." A reptilian alien leaned forward. "They possess superior firepower, but rigid command structures. All decisions flow from their hierarchs." Sam nodded. "Centralized command. Exploitable." He stood and approached the holographic display, studying the enemy fleet formations. "Your technology is centuries beyond what I knew," Sam admitted. "I need to understand our capabilities before I can develop effective strategies." Kate activated a neural interface panel. "This will help. It can transfer technical knowledge directly." Sam hesitated. "Direct brain connection." "Standard procedure now," Kate assured him. "It won't alter your memories or personality." Sam reluctantly placed his hand on the panel. Information flooded his mind. Ship specifications, weapons systems, defensive capabilities. He gasped at the sensation, but remained standing. "Impressive," said a four-armed alien observer. "Most require sedation for their first neural transfer." After the transfer completed, Sam walked around the holographic display with new confidence. "Your fleet relies too heavily on energy shields. The Scarans have adapted their weapons specifically to drain them." He pointed to specific ship designs. "These need to be reconfigured immediately." Zixtal looked concerned. "That would take weeks." "Then we need a strategy that accounts for our current weakness," Sam replied. "I'll need complete access to all battle records and Scaran intelligence." Later, in his assigned quarters, Sam stood by a viewing port looking at distant stars. Kate entered with additional data tablets. "Is it difficult?" she asked. "Waking up to find your world gone." Sam didn't turn from the window. "I never expected to see Earth again, but I thought humanity would thrive elsewhere." "We survive," Kate said simply. "We're adaptable." Sam finally faced her. "The Council didn't just wake me to save them, did they? They woke me to save what's left of humanity, too." Kate didn't answer, but her silence told him everything. "Then we better not lose," Sam said, turning back to the battle plans. Sam stood before the Galactic Council's war room, surrounded by alien military leaders. Holographic battle simulations floated in the air, showing the current defensive positions against the Scaran fleet. He had spent 3 days absorbing information, studying enemy patterns and developing his strategy. "This won't work," Sam said, disrupting Admiral Zixtal's presentation. The room fell silent as all eyes turned to him. "General Winters, we've used these defensive formations for centuries," replied a tall, insect-like commander named Vex. Sam walked through the hologram, his hand passing through projected ships. "That's exactly the problem. The Scarans have studied your tactics for generations. They can predict every move." Sam waved his hand, dismissing the current simulation. With quick gestures, he rearranged the fleet into a formation that made several council members shift uncomfortably. "You're suggesting we split our forces?" Admiral Zixtal asked, all 6 eyes blinking rapidly. "Not split. Disperse," Sam corrected. "The Scaran hierarchy makes them predictable. Their commanders won't act without orders from above. We can use that delay against them." Kate, standing nearby, watched as Sam explained his strategy. The aliens looked confused, even disturbed by his approach. "Human warfare evolved in chaos," Sam continued. "We learned to embrace uncertainty. The Scarans can't comprehend a military force that operates without perfect order." A blue-skinned strategist named Torik stood up. "This goes against all established doctrine. You would have our ships act independently, without central command." "Not without command," Sam explained patiently. "With mission-based objectives. Each captain knows the goal but chooses their own path to achieve it." The war room erupted in multiple languages as the alien commanders debated among themselves. Kate stepped closer to Sam. "They've never seen anything like this," she whispered. "Our species fought each other for thousands of years. They evolved with external threats, developing unified responses." Sam nodded. "That's our advantage. Human unpredictability." Admiral Zixtal raised all 4 arms, silencing the room. "General Winters, the Council awakened you for your expertise. Though your strategy seems chaotic, we are losing this war. We will try your approach." 3 days later, Sam and Kate stood on the command deck of the flagship, watching as the first engagement using his strategy unfolded. The Council fleet had spread into seemingly random positions around a valuable mining outpost that Scaran forces were approaching. "The Scarans are slowing their advance," reported the sensor officer. "They appear confused by our formation." Sam nodded. "They're waiting for instructions from their command ship. Now begin Phase 2. At his word, the Council ships started moving in patterns that seemed disorganized, but actually followed Sam's careful design. Some ships appeared to retreat, others advanced aggressively. None followed traditional formations. "Scaran fleet is breaking formation," the officer announced. "Their response is uncoordinated." Within hours, the battle was over. The Scaran fleet had retreated after losing 5 ships. The Council forces lost none. The command deck erupted in celebration, but Sam remained stoic, studying the battle data. "This was just one engagement," he cautioned as Admiral Zixtal approached. "But a decisive one," the Admiral replied. "The Council has transmitted orders to implement your strategy across all fronts." Later, Sam sat alone in his quarters reviewing the battle footage. Kate entered with a rare item, a bottle of whiskey. "From my personal collection," she explained, pouring 2 glasses. "I thought you might appreciate something from home." Sam accepted the drink. "They won't stay confused for long. The Scarans will adapt." Kate nodded. "But you've bought us time. And hope." "Hope is dangerous in war," Sam replied, sipping the whiskey. "But I suppose it's all we've got." "To hope, then," Kate said, raising her glass. Sam clinked his glass against hers. "To making the enemy think we're crazy enough to win." Sam stood at the window of his quarters, watching distant battles flash like silent lightning across space. 3 weeks had passed since his awakening, and his strategies had pushed back the Scaran forces on multiple fronts. But each night, sleep brought him back to Earth's final days. The dream came again. Flames consuming Chicago as enemy forces advanced. Sam ordering the deployment of experimental weapons. The screams. The devastation. his decision that ended the war but left a continent uninhabitable. Sam woke with a gasp, sweat soaking his bedding. "General, are you all right?" The ship's AI asked, its voice calm and measured. "I'm fine," Sam lied, rising to splash water on his face. In the morning, Kate met him outside the war room, concern evident in her expression. "You look terrible," she said bluntly. "Thanks for the assessment, Lieutenant," Sam replied dryly. Inside, Admiral Zixtal was reviewing the latest battle reports. "General Winters, your tactics continue to confound the Scarans. They've pulled back to regroup in 3 sectors." Sam nodded, studying the holographic maps. "They're adapting faster than I expected. We need to evolve our approach again." As the meeting progressed, Sam noticed Kate slipping away. Something in her expression troubled him, a mixture of concern and suspicion he recognized from his past. Someone who had discovered something they wished they hadn't. Later, he found her in the ship's archives, surrounded by historical data displays. "Finding anything interesting, Lieutenant?" Sam asked casually. Kate jumped slightly, then composed herself. "Just researching old Earth conflicts for insights." Sam glanced at her screen before she could close it. The heading read, "The Final North American Conflict, Winter's Protocol." "I see," Sam said quietly. "You found my file." Kate looked uncomfortable, but didn't deny it. "Is it true? Did you really order the deployment of atmospheric destabilizers against your own continent?" Sam's jaw tightened. The enemy had taken control of our nuclear arsenal. They were minutes away from launching against every major city globally. I made a choice. Sacrifice millions to save billions. The reports say the affected areas remained uninhabitable for decades. 50 years, Sam confirmed, his voice hollow. "I never claimed to be a hero, Lieutenant. Just a soldier who made the hard call when no one else would." "Is that why they preserve you?" "As a weapon of last resort." Before Sam could answer, Admiral Zixtal entered the archive room. "I was looking for you both," the Admiral said. "The Scarans have changed tactics. They're using some of your strategies against us, General." Sam wasn't surprised. "They're learning." "There's more," Zixtal continued. "We've intercepted communications suggesting they knew you would be awakened. They prepared for it." Sam's eyes narrowed. "That's impossible unless—" He looked at Kate. "Unless they had inside information." "We've discovered a breach," Zixtal confirmed. "Someone has been feeding the Scarans information about our plans." "A spy," Sam said. "But that doesn't explain how they knew about me specifically." Zixtal's multiple eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of discomfort Sam had learned to recognize. "General Winters, there's something you should know," the Admiral said reluctantly. "You weren't our first choice. We've awakened other human generals before you." Sam felt the floor shift beneath him. What happened to them? 3 were awakened for previous conflicts. All were successful initially. But what? Sam demanded. General Alan Doyle developed severe psychological issues after 6 months. General Patricia Graves attempted to seize control of the Council fleet, and General William Barnes. Zixtal paused. "Barnes defected to the enemy," Kate finished quietly. "History suggests humans don't handle prolonged isolation among aliens well." Sam absorbed this, understanding now why Kate had been researching his past. Not just curiosity. Assessment. "You think I'll break too," Sam stated. "We hope not," Zixtal said. "But the pattern is concerning." Sam looked between them, seeing the doubt in their eyes. "You need me to win this war, but you're afraid of what I might become in the process." Neither contradicted him. Sam paced the length of the Strategic Command Center, studying the holographic battle projections with growing concern. The Scarans had adapted to his tactics with alarming speed. Where his dispersed fleet formations had once confused them, they now employed similar unpredictable patterns, sometimes with even greater effectiveness. "They're not just copying our tactics," Sam muttered as Kate entered the room. "They're improving on them." Kate handed him a data tablet. The latest intelligence report. 3 more colony worlds have fallen. The Scarens are advancing again on all fronts. Sam reviewed the data, his expression darkening. These attack patterns, they're using modified versions of historical Earth military strategies. Hannibal's double envelopment at Cannae. Napoleon's central position theory. How could they know human military history in such detail? Kate asked. Someone's helping them, Sam replied. Someone with extensive knowledge of Earth's military past. Admiral Zixtel joined them, his blue skin looking paler than usual. General Winters, the Council is growing concerned. Your initial successes have been reversed. Because the Scarens have access to information they shouldn't, Sam said firmly. Human military history isn't common knowledge, especially the tactical details they're employing. You suspect a traitor? Zixtel asked. I know there's one, Sam replied. And I think I know how to expose them. That evening, Sam called a meeting of the senior command staff. He laid out a complex new strategy involving a deliberate retreat from the Denari system, drawing Scaren forces into a carefully constructed trap. We'll position our heavy cruisers here, behind the third moon, Sam explained, marking positions on the tactical display. When the Scarens commit their fleet to the system, we spring the trap. The plan was detailed, ambitious, and completely fabricated. Sam had no intention of implementing it. As the meeting dispersed, Sam pulled Kate aside. Monitor all outgoing communications, he whispered, especially anything directed toward the Denari system. You think the spy was in that room? Kate asked. I know they were, Sam replied. This plan is too tempting not to report. 2 days later, Sam's gambit paid off. A coded transmission was detected leaving the flagship, directed toward Scaren territory. The security team traced it to Commander Vel, a reptilian officer who had served on the Council for decades. When confronted, Vel admitted everything. The Scarens had his family hostage on an occupied world. They've been waiting for humans to be reawakened, Vel explained in the detention cell. They studied your species' warfare techniques after General Barnes defected. They'd been preparing for you specifically, General Winters. Sam absorbed this revelation grimly. They know who I am, what I've done. They fear you, Vel replied. That's why they wanted advance warning of your strategies. With the spy captured, Sam called an emergency meeting with Admiral Zixtel and Kate. We need to change our approach entirely, Sam said. The Scarens are expecting human tactics now, so we'll give them something else. What do you propose? Zixtel asked. Misinformation, Sam replied. We'll develop 3 distinct battle plans. Leak 2 fake ones through channels the Scarens will detect. Then execute the third. Military deception, Kate nodded. Like Operation Bodyguard before D-Day. Exactly, Sam agreed. But we need to go further. The Scarens are studying human military history, so we'll create strategies no human general has ever used before. How? Zixtel asked. Sam smiled for the first time in days. By blending human unpredictability with alien military traditions. Kate, I need you to compile tactical doctrines from every Council species. I want to create hybrid strategies the Scarens won't recognize. As they worked through the night developing the new approach, Kate noticed a change in Sam. The burden of suspicion had lifted somewhat, replaced by renewed determination. You seem different, she observed. Knowing your enemy is targeting you personally is oddly liberating, Sam replied. Now I don't just need to win this war. I need to win it in a way no human ever has before. Zixtel studied the emerging plan with all 6 eyes wide. This is either brilliance or madness. With humans, Sam said, it's often both. Sam stood before the Galactic Council. His proposal met with stunned silence. The chamber's curved walls seemed to amplify the tension as 20 alien representatives exchanged concerned glances. You want to awaken more humans? Admiral Zixtel finally asked, breaking the silence. Not just any humans, Sam clarified. Soldiers from my era, my unit. Kate stepped forward beside him. Records confirm that Specialized Combat Unit 7 was preserved alongside General Winters. 38 soldiers with unique tactical training. The Scarans have adapted to my strategies, Sam continued. They've studied human military history, but they've never faced multiple human minds working in concert. We need genuine human unpredictability, not just my interpretation of it. A tall crystalline being named Counselor Shrix rose from her seat. After what happened with the previous generals, awakening more military humans seems unwise. With respect, Counselor, Sam replied. Those generals were isolated. One human surrounded by aliens, carrying the entire burden alone. What I'm suggesting is different. The debate lasted hours. Sam remained patient but firm, explaining how a small human unit could transform their failing war effort. Eventually, the council agreed, though with significant restrictions and monitoring protocols. 3 days later, Sam stood in the cryogenics bay as the pods were prepared. Kate reviewed personnel files beside him. "Are you sure about this?" she asked quietly. "These soldiers have been frozen for 2 centuries. The shock of awakening to a galaxy where humanity is nearly extinct. They're the best I've ever served with," Sam replied. "If anyone can handle it, they can." The first pod opened with a hiss of escaping gas. Inside lay Sergeant Maya Ellis, a compact woman with close-cropped hair and a face that, even in unconsciousness, suggested intensity and focus. As Maya's eyes fluttered open, Sam stepped into her field of vision. "General," she croaked, voice raspy from centuries of disuse. "Welcome to the future, Sergeant," Sam said. "Sorry about the circumstances." Within hours, all 38 soldiers were awake, gathered in a briefing room designed for non-human proportions. Their expressions ranged from awe to horror as Sam explained their situation. "So Earth is gone," said Corporal Greg Weber, a demolitions expert. "And we're fighting aliens to protect other aliens." "We're fighting to protect what remains of humanity," Sam corrected. "And yes, our allies as well." Maya, recovered faster than most, studied the tactical displays. "These Scarans, they fight like a hive mind. Hierarchical command structure," Sam explained. "But they've been adapting, using human tactics against us. So we changed the game," Maya nodded. "Use what makes us human against them." Over the next week, Sam integrated his unit into the Council's forces. It wasn't smooth. Cultural misunderstandings abounded. The human soldiers struggled with alien technology, and the aliens found human behavior unpredictable and sometimes alarming. "They sing before battle," Admiral Zixtal complained to Sam after a training exercise. "It disturbs the Volteri troops. Their auditory sensors are highly sensitive." "Battle songs are part of human military tradition," Sam explained. "It builds unity." Kate became the bridge between the newly awakened humans and the alien forces, explaining cultural nuances to both sides. She found herself particularly drawn to Maya, whose practical approach to the future impressed her. "You're adapting well," Kate commented as they calibrated weapon systems together. Maya shrugged. "When we went into the freezers, we knew we might wake to a different world. Just didn't expect it to be quite this different." As the integrated force prepared for their first joint operation, Sam gathered his unit for a private briefing. "I won't lie to you," he said solemnly. "The Council is watching us closely. They've had issues with awakened humans before. We need to show them that human unpredictability can be an asset, not just a liability." "What aren't you telling us, General?" Maya asked directly. Sam hesitated, then decided on honesty. "If we win this war, there's no guarantee they'll let us remain awake afterward. We might be seen as too dangerous to keep active." The room fell silent as the soldiers absorbed this. "Then we better make ourselves indispensable," Maya said finally. "Show them humans are worth keeping around." Sam nodded. "That's exactly what we need to do." Sam stood before the holographic display, his human soldiers gathered around him. The image showed the Scaran homeworld, a massive ringed planet surrounded by defense platforms and a fleet of warships. "This is our target," Sam said, zooming in on a specific region of the planet. "After analyzing their attack patterns, we've identified their central command structure. It's here, beneath this mountain range." Maya leaned forward, studying the defenses. "Those are the heaviest concentrations of anti-ship weapons I've ever seen. A direct assault would be suicide." "Which is why we won't attack directly," Sam replied. "We've identified a weakness in their planetary shield grid, a fluctuation that occurs every 47 hours when they rotate power sources." Greg Weber scratched his chin. "A window of opportunity." "A very small one," Sam confirmed. 3 minutes where a precisely targeted strike could penetrate their defenses and reach the command center. Kate, who had been quietly observing, stepped forward. "The Council fleet can't get close enough without being detected. The Scarans would adjust their shield rotation immediately. That's why we're sending a single ship," Sam explained, bringing up the schematics of a sleek vessel. "Small, fast, with stealth technology. A surgical strike team." Maya immediately understood. "Us. You're sending us." Sam nodded. "Humanity's best soldiers on a mission that requires everything that makes us unique. Adaptability, split-second decision-making, and the willingness to take impossible risks." The briefing continued as Sam outlined the plan. The human team would infiltrate the Scaran homeworld during the shield fluctuation, fight their way to the command center, and disable the central communication array that coordinated the entire Scaran war effort. Later, as preparations were underway, Kate found Sam alone in his quarters, studying old Earth military operations. "The Council approved your plan," she said. "But there's something you should know." Sam looked up, noting her troubled expression. "What is it?" "I accessed restricted Council records," Kate admitted. "After the war, regardless of the outcome, they plan to return all awakened humans to cryosleep, including you." Sam wasn't surprised. "They fear us. Our unpredictability serves them in war but frightens them in peace." "It's not right," Kate insisted. "After everything you've done, everything you're risking." "Did you tell the others?" Sam asked. "No. I came to you first." Sam considered this information carefully. "Keep it to yourself for now. We need everyone focused on the mission." The day before the operation, Sam found Maya in the ship's training room, running combat simulations. "Couldn't sleep?" he asked. 200 years of it was enough," she replied with a grim smile. "General, something doesn't add up. This mission. The chances of survival are minimal. When has that ever stopped us?" Sam countered. Maya stopped the simulation. "The Council is using us as expendable assets, aren't they? Send in the dangerous humans on a suicide mission." Sam couldn't lie to her. "Possibly. But this is our chance to end the war with a single strike. And maybe to secure a future for humans in this galaxy." "By dying gloriously?" Maya asked skeptically. "By showing them that we're more than weapons to be used and then put away," Sam replied. "Whatever happens tomorrow, I need you with me." Maya studied him, then nodded. "Always, sir." The launch day arrived with tense anticipation. The small strike vessel was prepared, loaded with the human team and their equipment. Admiral Zixtal addressed them before departure. "The Council expresses its gratitude for your service," the Admiral said formally. "Your sacrifice will be remembered." "We're not planning on sacrificing anything," Sam replied. "We intend to come back." As they boarded the ship, Kate pulled Sam aside for a final word. "The ship's navigation is programmed to return to Council space after the mission," she whispered. "But I've added alternative coordinates, a human colony world outside Council jurisdiction, just in case you decide not to come back." Sam looked at her with new appreciation. "You're proving my point about human unpredictability, Lieutenant." "Good luck, General," she said. "Show them what humans can do." The ship's engines fired up, and Sam took his place at the command station. 38 human soldiers, the last military force Earth would ever produce, ready for their final mission. "Set course for the Scarran homeworld," Sam ordered. "Let's finish this war." The strike ship emerged from hyperspace precisely on schedule. Sam's team had 3 minutes to reach the surface during the shield fluctuation. Maya piloted with exceptional skill, navigating through the momentary gap in the Scarran defenses. 30 seconds until we're detected," Greg called out from the sensor station. Sam stood behind Maya, watching as the mountainous terrain of the Scarran homeworld grew larger. "Take us in low. Use the canyons for cover." The ship skimmed over alien landscape, eventually settling in a narrow ravine near their target. As the team disembarked, the first alarms began to sound across the Scarran facility. "Move out," Sam ordered. "Remember the plan. We reach the central communications hub, plant the disruptors, and get out before they realize what we're targeting." The human squad advanced through the complex, encountering resistance that grew heavier with each passing minute. Their training and natural adaptability served them well against the more rigid Scarran defenders. Maya took point, leading them through maintenance tunnels she identified from the facility schematics. "Central hub should be 2 levels down," she reported. As they descended, the firefight intensified. 3 human soldiers fell in a surprise ambush. Sam ordered the team to split into smaller groups, creating confusion among the defenders. "They can't track multiple human movement patterns," Sam explained. "Use that advantage." By the time they reached the central hub, 15 humans had been lost. The remaining team secured the room, and Greg began placing the disruptor devices around the main communication array. 4 minutes until complete system failure," Greg reported. "That's our cue to leave," Sam said. A massive explosion rocked the facility. Maya checked her tactical display. "Our exit route is cut off. They've collapsed the main tunnel." Sam studied the schematics quickly. "There's another way through their power generation section." As they fought their way toward the new exit route, the Scarran resistance grew desperate. A coordinated attack separated Sam from the main group. He found himself cornered with only Greg and 2 other soldiers. "Get to the ship," Sam ordered through his communication device to Maya. "We'll find another way out." "Negative, General," Maya replied firmly. "We're coming back for you." "That's an order, Sergeant. The mission comes first." The communication crackled with static as another explosion shook the facility. The disruptors were beginning to take effect, shutting down Scarran systems across the planet. Sam and his small group fought their way toward a secondary exit, but found themselves surrounded. In the ensuing battle, Greg and the others fell. Sam continued alone, determined to complete the mission even if he couldn't escape. To his surprise, he heard human voices ahead. Maya had disobeyed his order, leading a rescue team back for him. "I thought I told you to leave," Sam said as Maya pulled him into cover. "Human unpredictability, sir," she replied with a grim smile. "It's what makes us special, remember." Together, they fought their way to the surface where the ship waited. Only 11 humans remained from the original 38, but the mission was successful. Across the galaxy, Scarran forces fell into disarray as their command structure collapsed. 1 month later, Sam stood before the Galactic Council again. The war was over. The Scarrans had surrendered unconditionally after losing their central command. "You have saved countless lives," Admiral Zixtal acknowledged. "The Council extends its deepest gratitude." "And now you want to put us back to sleep," Sam stated plainly. A murmur ran through the council chamber. "It was always the agreement," a counselor reminded him. "Humans would be awakened for war, then return to cryosleep afterward." "That agreement was made with a dead world," Sam replied. "I'm making a new one." He stepped forward, Kate and Maya flanking him. "Humanity isn't a weapon for you to use and discard. We're offering a different arrangement. The remaining human soldiers will become teachers instead." "Teachers?" Zixtal asked. "We'll establish an academy," Sam explained, "where we'll teach military history alongside ethics and restraint, where the lessons of Earth's wars can help prevent future ones." The council deliberated for days. In the end, they accepted Sam's proposal with conditions. The humans would remain awake but under observation. Their academy would be established on a neutral world. 5 years later, Sam stood on the balcony of the New Earth Legacy Academy. Below him, cadets from dozens of species trained together, learning both the art of war and the importance of peace. Kate joined him, now a senior instructor. The first class graduates next month. The council is sending representatives. Sam nodded. They still don't fully trust us.